Hey YouTube, what's up? So I'm outside. It's starting to snow and it is cold, but I have to get out of the house. You know, you can't be in the house all day. It's just not good for you. But I want to ask you guys a question, and it has to do with building an AR-15. I want to build an AR-15. I have just started the process of gathering parts. I want to make it from scratch. And I want your all's opinion. Those who have put one together, is there anything I really need to know that really isn't talked about? It's kind of a secret. Because I think I got it covered. You know, I think I got the big picture figured out. But yeah, I just want to throw that out there and just ask you for guidance, you know, because I definitely don't know a ton about the AR-15. I know a bunch of it now because I spent the last 2 months really diving into it. But more than anything, it was just the history that really got to me. I was like, whoa, that is so amazing that the design, the actual platform, has been around for over 60 years. That is so cool. So I'm thinking, man, they call it a modern sporting gun, but it's been around for a long time. It's quite a bit older than I am. So I'm like, that is pretty sweet. You know, Armalite did a great job in that original design. Of course, over time, it's changed a little bit, and a lot of materials have been, you know, upgraded here and there, and there's all kinds of aftermarket parts. And that's another thing I need to ask you guys. Like, is there something that I just have to have that's aftermarket that, you know, that maybe is a secret out there as well? You know, I mean, can you tell me about that, please? So yeah, just let me know if there's any tips or tricks that I need to know about, or any kind of special tools. I'm pretty sure I got that covered. And so what I'll do is just start to collect the parts. I'll put some of the parts together. I probably won't be doing any kind of like, you know, gunsmithing videos. I'm not really into all those kind of videos, but I'll just do the best I can to put the gun together, and hopefully it works. And and then I'll show you, you know, I'll try to do that in parts, you know, like I'll put maybe the upper together, and it could take a while though. You know, this is a long-term project. But whenever I do finally get everything together, I'll show you the upper, and maybe then I'll work on the lower. When I get that finished, I'll show you that, and then I'll put them together and I'll show you that, and maybe I'll shoot the gun a few times just to see if it works. And if it does, I'll tell you about it and all that. Or maybe I'll even show it to you, you know, show me shooting or something. Who knows? But yeah, I just want to throw that out there that I'm definitely working on this long-term project now. And I want to thank everyone, though, for using the hyperlinks and for watching my videos. You guys are making all of this possible. You guys are actually paying for the AR build. And I really want to thank you, because otherwise there's no way that I would be able to afford to build this. So your viewership and just, you know, allowing me to get that very small commission when you use the links to Amazon, it makes a world of a difference. It just does. It's shocking how it adds up. So also, whoever it is, because I can't see in my account who does this, but whoever it is that bought like a bunch of lawn furniture, and I think it was, I don't know, there were so many things. You know who you are. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that commission. That was really, really nice of you. I really do appreciate it. So, I mean, a lot of this AR build is going to be made possible partly because of you, just in particular. So one person can do a lot of good for this channel. And so there's definitely a few handfuls of you guys that really do use the links, I mean, constantly. And it just adds up, and it makes things really a lot easier on my side. So if there's ever a piece of gear that I just want to review real badly, typically speaking, you know, oh, there's the money, you know. Amazon sends me a gift card, and I'm like, oh, there it is. So I can pay for it now. And it's because of you guys. And so it's super awesome, super awesome. And I just love how this is all coming together. So yeah, an AR build. Who knows how long it could take, though? You know, I'm thinking many months probably, but who knows? With me, I'm so type A when it comes to some of this stuff. I may get it done in a few months shorter than I thought. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to go with mil spec or better parts, and I'm not shooting for shooting. That's a pun. I'm not shooting for an actual super high end rifle. It's not a 3-gun rifle. It's nothing like that. It's not a long range AR. It's a home defense. So I should probably put that out there as well, that the whole purpose of this build is a home defense. But I want a really good quality home defense. I want like I said, I want a lot of my parts to be at least mil spec or better, minimum. And so I definitely have researched a lot, everything from the materials to the coatings and treatments of parts. And just I have a whole list of companies that I'm going to source parts from. And so it will take time just to do that, because you're going to have multiple orders. Well, I'm going to have multiple orders to make, and it's going to be a little bit intensive, but it'll be good if I just do maybe a few parts a week, maybe like 2 or 3 parts a week, or 4 or 5 parts a month, or something like that, just kind of spread them out over time. This could happen unless there's a mega sale. If there's some kind of blowout sale somewhere, and I've been watching Brownells, they've been having some pretty good sales. But if something comes up, I may have to just pull the trigger, and get something, so we'll see. We'll see about this. This is something that is very exciting to me. I've been wanting to do this for actually a long time, but I've just never really got motivated to do it. Plus, it's kind of expensive, it's not like really over the top expensive, but yeah, and because for a long time I thought about just getting a bare bones AR, maybe like a entry level Smith & Wesson or a Ruger, something like that, and then just kind of strip it down, just take about half the parts off of it and then go from there. But I don't want to do that. I want to get really good parts from the very base up. I don't want to have to take anything apart. I want to build something, not take it apart. So that's where we're at right now. Just a long-term project for the channel, made in part by you guys and your viewership and your contributions through the links. Once again, thanks a lot. Really do appreciate that, and I'll try to share the journey as I go through it. And it should be really interesting. I probably will learn a ton. That I think that I know everything. That's how a lot of us are. Well, I know I am. I'm that way a lot. That these days I kind of think that I'm like, oh yeah, got it all figured out, but I don't. And so a lot of times the reality will just punch you in the mouth. And it's like, whoa, what's that? Oh, that was just reality. So hopefully I won't get punched in the mouth by reality, and it'll be smooth sailing, because I have put my time in. I mean, I've watched so many videos on how to build an AR. I've read a couple books, and been reading a ton of blogs. Everything I can get my eyes on, basically. And it's coming along pretty good on that side. So I just want to make sure that if there was anything that really was a standout, and I mean, trust me, I've spent hours looking at all of the options in terms of the stocks and the pistol grips and the handle guards and everything. I mean, lights and light mounts. That was probably the most difficult part. The thing that I got hung up on the most was the light mount. Of all the parts, you would think that would be like one of the last things or the little thing. Nope. The actual light came on pretty fast, in terms of coming down to the choice. It really almost took no effort to get to the light. And so I at this particular moment, I have settled on a Streamlight Polytac X. So this is pretty good. It may actually be brighter than I even really probably should have it. I mean, that's a lot of lumens. The largest space or open space in my house is about 32 feet. So I don't know. That's a lot of light, even for that space. I don't know. I kind of a little bit more of a fan of 300 to 400 lumens for home defense, because it's so easy to blind yourself by hitting, the light on something and it reflecting back and blinding you temporarily. You do hear stories about that sometimes. So you can't have too much light. But if I'm careful and I'm mindful about where I'm putting that light on, and if it's just for home defense, and I don't really have almost any reflective surfaces in my house, I really don't. Besides my wood stove, there's part of the venting area, or the actual pipe. I'm sorry, the pipe coming up from the stove. It's like a polished chrome, or like a stainless steel is what it really is, but it looks like chrome almost. And so that could reflect back. So I have to be careful with that. But yeah, 600 lumens, man, these days it doesn't sound very much, but it's pretty powerful. It really is. I mean, and especially when we're talking about Streamlight, it's almost like Streamlight, their 600 lumens is brighter than other people's 600 lumens. I don't know why that is. It just seems like it's brighter. I mean, their hotspot on that light is just, woo, it's there. It's pretty intense. So anyways, that's what I have on the list. But it was the mount. Yeah, the flashlight mount is what really got me. I mean, I was just torn up on it. I was like, man. I went back and forth, about 4 or 5 different options. And I was really wanting to stick with Magpul, but I was really kind of disappointed. I didn't find what I wanted through Magpul. I was like, what is this all about? You know, the cantilever and all this scout style lights. I'm not so sure if I'm into all that. In fact, I'm not. And then there was all these mounts on the actual front sight, the it's called the F stamped front sight. What is that called, guys? You tell me in the comment section. Once again, I'm still learning. I got some excuses there, don't I? So anyways, you know, just the standard front sight, you know, that you can put a rail on there. That's what I'm trying to say. And you can also have put rails underneath where like the bayonet lug is. And I looked at all that with great focus. Only to say, I don't think so. It just doesn't seem very natural. It doesn't look good. So I'm going with like a 10 o'clock. It's like between 10 and 11 o'clock mount. And so we'll see with that. I'll keep some of this a little bit of a surprise. So it's exciting. And plus, you know, it's always possible that I could change my mind in between now and when I get the part, because you guys may tell me about something that I don't know about. And then I want to, you know, come off like an idiot when I do this video. Well, I probably already do come off like an idiot because I mean I'm still trying to figure it all out. But anyways, I got a plan, and you tell me about your plan or how you build yours. That'd be super awesome. Or even send me a link to a video that you think you would recommend, or you do recommend, or maybe a video that you've done. If you've done a build, send me a link. I would love to watch that. I try to watch everything I can when it comes to this. You would be kind of in shock if you saw how many videos I have bookmarked when it comes to building ARs. I'm not obsessed with it yet, but I'm on the verge. It's just trying to figure it all out and make sense of everything. And I guess the really the icing on the top of the cake here is there's so many accessories. The accessories are just so numerous, and it varies depending on what place you go to. Midway USA has like different accessories for the AR than Brownells, and then you go like the Bowtac Tactical, different stuff there. Of course, that place typically is like almost everything's out of stock. I mean, Bowtac Tactical is kind of a bit disappointing on a lot of levels, but anyways, and then you go to Amazon. Of course, Amazon's gotten rid of a lot of the AR stuff that they used to have. I mean, it's just like, what happened? You know, like their foregrips and handguards and pistol grip. I couldn't almost find any of them. I don't know if they're banned. Those things could be banned items now. I don't know. You never know with Amazon. They're kind of what you would call like, they don't come out very verbally, because it's bad business to say, oh, we're liberals, we hate guns. They still allow a lot of accessories to be sold, obviously, on there. But there seems to be some things that used to be on there very prevalently, and it's not even to be found. I mean, nothing at all, you know, in certain categories. And you're just like, wow, those must be banned, I guess. So anyways, yeah, depending on where you go, even, you know, a local gun shop will have sometimes different stuff and you can't even find it online. I remember recently, it was actually last year, but yeah, last year I was in another state just traveling through, and there was a gun shop, and I pulled in there and I saw some accessories that I've never seen before. Like I was just like, what is this? What is this? And I ended up buying a few. I was like, oh, I got to have it because I've never seen it. And guess what? I came home and did very intensive searches, and never, ever could I find those ever on the internet. Like they were just never on the internet. And this was coming from a mainstream company. It was like Mako, I believe. I think it was out of like Israel or something. And they literally, some of these parts, literally it was not searchable. There was no search results, which is, I don't even know how that's possible. But I guess it just shows you that not everything is on the internet. But it just blows my mind that you know, gun part companies just, I mean, like Brownells, for example, wouldn't even have it. Or, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But I guess it does. You know, some things just slip through the crack. But it was a mount to go on a standard GI style front handguard for an AR-15, and it had a rail. And it was a dual-sided rail. It was just amazing. It's an amazing piece of gear. And I did go back like a week later to that gun store because I was cutting through back the other way, going back home from traveling, and they were sold out, and they said that it was discontinued. So maybe that's the deal, but it was a very special part, and I got it on a super sale too. It's like, man, they actually had like 2 more. So apparently someone else figured it out that it was pretty awesome as well, and they bought the other 2 in that week. But that's how it goes, guys. You kind of live and learn. I mean, there's so many things that if I just knew what I knew now, I would have bought, all of them on the shelf. How are you supposed to know? Sometimes you buy something and you really like it and you're like, man, I'm going to go back and get another one. You go back and once again, it's discontinued, or they're sold out and they're never to be found again, or the company goes under and you're like, what? This is what's happened over and over. And so there is a little bit of wisdom to be had, when someone says, if you like it and you find it, you might want to buy it when it's available. Now, you don't want to be one of those kind of people that's like, always a panic buyer, and you just have to buy it because you're afraid of a shortage, or limited supply. But you can be someone, though, that thinks prudently and go, okay, well, I might as well go ahead and get 2 of them. And, the older I get, the more I kind of find myself wanting to get 2 of things. Now, obviously, when you're building an AR-15, you're not wanting to buy 2 of everything. It doesn't make sense, of course, unless you're trying to build 2 rifles. But what I'm talking about is like, just basic stuff. If you find things that you really like and that you might be able to wear it out or use it up, you might want to get another one too, get a backup while you're there. And so also when it comes to magazines, what do you guys prefer as well? Once again, as you probably heard a moment ago, I talked about Magpul. I like Magpul. I was thinking about getting some of their 3rd generation magazines. What do you think about that? Is that good? I know there's some various different styles of the GI magazines that have been kind of enhanced with different brands that are kind of recommended by some people. Some people hate Magpul. I've never really even heard a good answer, though, of why. Some people just hate them, and that's just their statement. So I don't know. Anyways, yeah, just let me know if you have any ideas about that. I'm going to go inside. My hands are freezing. I just wanted to do this video and just let you guys know of what's going on, because this is exciting stuff and long-term projects, and feel free to chime in from time to time or send me an email if you have any additional ideas about this. These projects, once again, are time-consuming and they're kind of expensive, and so slow and easy is sometimes the best way to go. All right, guys, catch you later.